I did.
Yeah,
No,
thank you.
I briefed, don't you worry.
Amazing.
Okay,
Good.
awesome,
Okay,
awesome.
Good.
Just the only reason I ask is because, like, don't want to seem disrespectful to you. I want to be polite to you. That's yeah. It's for your well-being, not mine.
I was gonna say, don't like hold yourself back.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Be your usual self. All right. Cool. We're running everywhere. I'm just gonna hit that good old countdown, everyone's favorite countdown.
Yep.
Then off we go. Ready to go?
Yep.
Do it.
Oh, there's the countdown.
Yeah.
Shit. Greetings and salutations. Welcome to your favorite time of the week. Another episode of the Barbell Brothers podcast.
I've been waiting for this. I feel like we've had a really good bit of momentum with the podcast, and it was my problem booking this incorrectly. That's why it's taken us like 3 weeks to get in. So
Because the way we do it is you book one,
Yeah.
and then I book one.
yeah, we both fucked up the last.
Well, the last time I fucked up, and we ended up being here at like 7 o'clock on
Yeah.
a Wednesday night or something, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
I can't
yeah.
remember. And today what is it? Thursday again?
Thursday Arvo.
Yeah, midday Thursday.
Well, because we had 2 public holidays the last few weeks, so that's what threw us off. Because usually we're on Fridays.
yes.
So the last couple of weeks, yeah. So it's been a while since we've been here, but as everyone can see on our social media, we've tried to show up as much as we can. But we're back now. Hopefully, getting a good routine with this podcast again.
No, we've been in a great routine. I feel like you're like, I don't know. You're really not having much self-belief right now. You're sort
No,
of putting
I feel like
you-
our listeners want more. Our listeners are getting so entrenched in the podcast now. We haven't recorded in a while, so I'm excited now we can get some fresh content out to them. And on that note, thank you for submitting in your horrific stories last night. We got quite a few of the most grotesque stories, which I filtered through, and I haven't actually briefed Mike on any of them, so I'm going to surprise him with some of these scenarios and hopefully get his reaction. But what's been happening, Mike, the last couple of weeks?
Man, I've been in a like I put myself in a little box, and I'm so happy about it. Like my life at the moment just consists of work, training, playing PlayStation, and playing with my dogs and fulfilling my obligations as a partner. So that's it. I've put myself completely in a box. Like, and that's honestly how I like it. Like nothing too crazy, just consistency. Everything's manageable and controllable, and I'm able to just proceed.
No external nonsense.
Nah, like minimizing it, and shit always fucking pops up.
Yeah.
But how gay does it sound when you say my partner?
You know what?
Do you reckon it sounds so gay?
I-
like so if I speak to someone in a business sense or something, or you do someone, you go, oh, me and my partner, or if like they
Then they just assume
they
that
don't
you're
know
gay.
if it's a male or a female.
They just
They're
assume
like,
you're dating a dude.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, he must be gay.
Yeah.
He's just saying my
But
partner.
you know the thing is, I don't want to say my girlfriend because that sounds childish.
It sounds immature.
You sound like if I'm talking to someone regarding business or bookings or clients. Like last week, I had a client that I was trying to refer to Danny, and I said my partner because I'm not going to say my girlfriend, and we're not married, so I'm not going to say my wife.
Yeah.
But it would almost be easier just saying my wife, but we're not married.
I know. Honestly, I'm just going to start saying my wife.
Yeah.
I feel like we're in that awkward period now where you're not married, but saying your girlfriend just sounds like you're
At
in high
33
school.
years old, saying my girlfriend, they're like, "What's wrong with this dude?"
Yeah, well, get your shit together.
Yeah, what are you doing? 33 years old, you can't.
You should have
a
6
girlfriend.
kids by now.
Yeah, but partner, something that I just assume. Okay, they don't want to highlight that it's a person of the same sex.
Yeah, that's what I think. I just think like once you say partner, there's just a glaze of just the pride flag just like in the background, and that's all they're looking at you with. They're just looking at you through the filter of a pride flag.
But you know what
by that
happens
point.
more times than not? I actually find myself in that situation probably 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, that's why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah,
because
I'm
it's a regular
literally-
occurrence.
Danny and I refer clients to each other, and I haven't actually stopped to think what she actually calls me. I don't know what she calls me. I'm gonna ask her.
She would say partner for sure.
You reckon she says
I
partner?
reckon she would say partner. She would maintain a very professional.
Well, I'm not going to let that be the catalyst to like getting married. I don't want to use that as like a
No, that's pretty extreme.
yeah.
Pretty extreme. But it's just like, and whenever someone says to me, my partner, I'm like, he's gay.
Yeah.
Like, instantly.
There's an
instantly.
immediate judgment over it.
Yeah. So I mean, aside from that, just being in my box, just trying to progress in all areas.
So I feel like I've been trying to be in my box and just trying to do my little things, but there's so many other things outside of it that are pulling me
What?
away from it. Just a few things, like I think last time we discussed, we're trying to renovate the gym, do a few little things. So back to the drawing board, dealing with tradies.
I can see that in your box butt because like it's within, like you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to fly
But you're
anywhere.
dealing with people outside of your box that have no understanding of what you're trying to do. Like they're just outside of the realm of the gym or training, and they just have no understanding of what you're trying to do. Like just dealing with tradies, like we've discussed before.
Yeah.
Nightmare.
Bringing people in and but I find the easiest way with that is like when you bring someone in to a project that you're working on, you have to so they can see your vision. Like you might want to be dismissive and just tell them do this, but I find that if you explain to them from the start to the end, then they can see the whole thing and like, oh, okay, then it's a bit easier because they're brought in a bit more on the project, then they understand the scope.
I had a guy come in, he wanted to come in and just see our site just for a bit of finance. So he came in and wanted to look at the site and just see what it was all about. And in my head, from the conversation we had on the phone, he sounded like a fit dude. Like he got the gym, like he understood it. And the guy rocked up and it was the polar opposite to what you'd think a guy would be in the gym. He was like 5'2", never lifted a weight in his life. And when he walked in the gym, he just couldn't grasp the concept of what we were trying to do.
Just not from this world.
He just didn't get any of it.
Yeah.
Like he just walked around and just like tapped a few of the pieces of equipment and just goes, this looks heavy duty. I don't know what any of this is.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, okay, well, fuck.
How funny is that though when someone from the mainstream comes into a niche space and they just don't understand the value of things or what they are or what they do?
It's like, and you know what? When we get people that, they inquire, they want to sign up as a member, which we don't actually do a lot of marketing at the gym because it's kind of like a word of mouth or referral type business. But when someone walks in and the first thing they say is, oh, what's your best price?
Yeah, fuck
I
off.
just feel like saying, man, this conversation's over. Like,
Yeah.
you obviously don't actually know what you're looking at or what the value is or understanding anything we're doing here. So move on. Next.
Cease and desist.
What's going on with your training at the moment?
When you hit that point of central nervous system fatigue, and the only feeling I can relate it to is the experience I've had in my life is coming down off drugs or recovering from surgery. Like not at that level, but like maybe like 10% of what that feels like when you get to a rest day and you feel like you're 10% of recovering from surgery. You're just like, oh my God, I'm so cooked in every capacity.
Do you reckon it's because you've added a few more like CNS taxing
Bro,
exercises?
I'm doing a Penlay row, a strict one where my spine is horizontal with the floor.
Seen it. You're standing on a plate.
Yeah, so it's deficit and I'm controlling everything the whole way down. So one, spinal taxing. Then the next thing, RDL, which is always in there, taxing the spine. And then the third one being a high bar squat. So my spine's getting abused 3 times a week and I'm fucking feeling it. But I just have this idea in my head and it's probably not a thing, but I just feel like I just want to build up such a level of CNS resilience that none of that shit affects me. But I haven't been able to get there yet. But the idea is in my head and I persist. I want to achieve that just God tier central nervous system that just cannot be fatigued.
I feel like you'll get there just with, just throwing a squat into your program at like over the last, however it is, 5-6 weeks. You'll build those thresholds back up pretty quick, but in the process, it's very taxing.
I think so too. Everyone just looks at what everyone else is doing. And you see, old mate's doing this with a barbell, but he never seems fucked. But that's because all you saw was that video. You don't see him when he goes home that night and he's sideways in bed going to Mrs. Please, babe, can you bring me a golden gay time? I'm fucked.
Golden gay time.
You don't see that. That's the shit you don't see.
No, you don't. And you know what the thing is? You see so many people's excuses in content. There's always an excuse as to why they don't do those exercises. Like all I ever see people saying is the reason why I don't squat or the reason why I don't row or the reason. But it's just like, well, that's just almost like a confession of
you just
being a pussy.
Yeah, you're a poof. Yeah, 100%.
That's because I could pick so many more reasons as to why you should have those in your program. So many reasons. Yeah, but what did you squat last week? Was it like 250?
Yeah.
Because I noticed on your last warm-up as well, you do a really long pause on your last warm-up.
The reason I do long pause though, it's like, it's because that is what, spending that time loaded in that position in the hole, that's helping strengthen my quad tendons. my quad tendons can adjust the load there, get a bit of exposure to that so that they gradually get stronger.
Do you find that, because you do that as a last warm-up, don't you, before your top set?
Well, every set I do in the lead up to the top set is a pause. But I usually just post the heaviest one because it just looks cool.
Yep. And then the top set, obviously, there's no pause in the top
No,
set.
no, no. The top set's just I'm aiming for a set of 8.
When will you consider changing that as the weight gets heavier?
What?
Like the style of the pause, or when you to introduce the pause?
I think the duration of the pause will change more than anything. So like 180, I can hold that for a year.
Yeah, you can hold it for
Like I paused with 230 squat session just gone, and I think I held it for like 10, 15 seconds.
Because I feel like with you, anything less than 5 plates is like, you can do that any day of the week.
You can wake up, get out of bed and do that.
Yeah, but anything over 5 plates, although it's still easy, it's still setting up the movement pattern for when you look to go above 6 plates. So from like 5 plates to 6 plates, although it's still easy, it's like that's still whatever you're doing there is going to carry into what you do
know what
above
else
6 plates.
too? Like when you start to get to those like that really heavy top set, like so last time I trained legs, I didn't wake up as early as I normally would, and I thought, fuck it, I'll go to the gym a bit later today. And I ended up going to the gym at like 12:30 in the middle of the day, and it just
Throws everything
ruined
out for you.
everything. It just made it so shit. I just fucking hated the session. There was people there. It was just
We're not used to it. It's all out of routine.
It wasn't dark outside. Like it just was fucked.
I find with training, and it doesn't need to be all your training. I find I train different muscle groups on different days, obviously, and they're all different times. But I have those set times for when I train back, when I train legs. I've got like a set routine. So I know that for me, legs is 12 p.m. on a Wednesday. I know that chest is 11 a.m. on a Saturday. When I change those slightly, it affects how many meals I get in. Because if you train later, you got to eat another meal.
Well, that's the thing then too, isn't it? Because like for me, I'll usually train first thing in the morning, and then I've got all the rest of the day to get my meals in. Whereas if I train at that time, I'm training through a time that a meal would normally be consumed.
Then you got to catch up on food towards the end of the day. See, I've actually found now, just with my schedule, I've always eaten 5 meals a day. That's just been my thing. I have 5 meals. I find that works for me, my digestion, and just my meal timing. But I found now I just haven't been able to get the 5 meals in, and I've been trying to eat into the night. So what I did was I compressed those calories into 4 meals, and I've been doing that for a few months now. It's taken a while to get used to it, but for now, I prefer it. So the meal sizes are way bigger. They're more nutrient dense, but I'm not having to pack as many meals with me when I go to work, or if I'm on the road, I can kind of backlog my food like most.
Well, it's good. It's good because you've essentially saved yourself a bit of time, because part of the, like with meal consumption, there's a few aspects to it. There's the cost, how expensive the fucking grocery bills are each week. There's the preparation time. So I prepare mine daily. I don't do any of this bulk preparation shit.
Everything's fresh.
And then also there's the time and effort that it takes to actually sit there and consume.
Yeah, I know, without a doubt.
Because if you're doing work or whatever, I can't do something while I'm eating. I have to stop and focus on just that. And if that takes half an hour, that's half an hour 5 times a day that I'm focusing on just eating.
Fucking 2.5 hours of eating.
Yeah, of just eating.
Eating, yeah.
Or if you're like, if I'm on the road visiting accounts, I have to pull over, sit there in my car.
See, that's hard.
It takes effort and time.
The food's never going to be as tasty or as easy to consume if it's not hot off a grill or it's fresh.
It's nowhere near as enjoyable. Ripping it out of the esky in the car and sit there and have to lean over the seat, fucking feel like you're just going to tear your hip, trying to reach over and get them. Like, no, it's a disaster.
And your meals are
sitting in the car, having to have the aircon on.
You got the Pyrex containers that are like this big for your meals, and it's just
and then the aircon's just blowing directly in your face, and then you're getting a sniffly nose from that. Like, it's just a disaster.
My pet hate, I just don't know what it is. If you see someone eating food, isn't it like common courtesy to just let them eat? Like, it's not the time to just string up a conversation.
No.
Like, I just have always, when I see someone eating their food, they're eating. They shouldn't have to sit there with a full mouth of food trying to fucking speak. So I find that when I'm eating, I'm at the gym or wherever it is, if I'm eating, it's like it's an invitation. People just want to fucking talk to me. And I cannot stand trying to enjoy my meal, trying to fucking digest this food, and someone's asking me questions.
I find it so hard to eat a meal if there's loud noises. Like at the gym, if I'm at the gym and I've got a meal, well, I'm very, very rarely in that situation anymore. But in the past, where I've been in that situation where I've been eating a meal at the gym and there's the music's so loud, I fucking can't do it.
Well, I just take.
It makes me so stressed.
I just take one meal to the gym, and it's always the same meal. I just take oats, protein, and almond spread because that's the meal that I don't need to prepare. I can just make it in the microwave when I'm there. The morning, my meal is my eggs, bacon, sourdough. I have that fresh. I take that one meal to the gym. And then my 2 meals later in the day, I have 300 grams of cooked chicken with potatoes, olives, olive oil. And then my last meal's like a 400 gram steak with potatoes and some pineapple. So I have those fresh every night. So I don't actually care if I go a few hours during the day without eating because I can backlog those meals. But I don't want to bring those meals in to work because I just won't be able to stomach them. I like having them fresh on the grill.
Yeah.
I find that's a big thing for me. Like people sitting there just talking my ear off while I'm eating.
Bro, this is my exact. So at home, we got in our living room, we got a big stone table. It's meant to be an outside table, but for some reason Angelica wanted it inside. Fuck, whatever. You should have seen we're trying.
Don't have a punch with her about design.
Bro, you should have seen when we're trying to set this thing up because it weighs like 300 kilos and it came in like 4 boxes and there was like 6 dudes that delivered it. And I said, bro, trying to set it up.
Why do you need such a heavy duty table?
I had nothing to do with this. All I do is just the buzzer rings and there's a table getting delivered. I'm like, fuck. So I assemble it and I'm trying to flip it over and it was so heavy. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Anyway, it got assembled and because it's a stone table that's meant to be outside, that's inside for some reason. Where I sit, there's just like a scratch mark of where my bowl has gone because I don't use a place or anything. So it's just, the whole table's perfect except for where I sit. Everything's just rough and just
What's
scratched.
Angelica said about that?
Oh, at first she mentioned, I sort of like it because I know that's where you sit. Like it's giving it a bit of character for where you go. Okay. So when I sit at that table, I prepare my meal, I take it there, I slide my bowl along the table to just further increase the amount of scratch that I put there. I take my shirt off, I lay it down on the chair next to me, I put the air conditioner on so it's coming straight onto my back.
While you're sweating.
Yes, so I can sit there and then I turn the TV on so I can watch something as I sit there and eat. That's my routine.
See, as a male, I get it. See, that's just.
And I've got like a little
space.
what do you call a little plate thing that you put your cup on? I don't know, one of those little things.
Like a saucepan?
Yeah, like a little saucepan thing, I don't know. So because I have tablets with each meal, I have a little saucepan that I use that says Saluti on it, some sort of Italian shit, and I put all the tablets in that so it's all sitting there ready to go.
How many tablets you taking now? Because I see how many vitamins.
Fuckloads in the morning.
I actually screenshotted one of your things because I was going to ask you a few questions about some of them. I forgot what those questions were, but because you do take quite a lot of vitamins. At the moment, I'm taking very minimal. But
people will love hearing about this shit actually because fucking.
Tell us what you take because I think
I'll bring it up.
I think it's important for people to know kind of.
Well, the main ones is fish oil and magnesium.
And how much fish oil do you take? Because everyone has
four of them. So what I think they're about 900 megs each.
So 4 daily.
4 with each meal.
Okay, I was going to say 4. So what is that? That would equate to being like grams over the day.
Yeah, 4 with each meal, and then I have 200 megs of magnesium with each meal as well.
So 4 fish oil tablets, and you have 5 meals a day.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fish oil.
But I'm probably doing a bit extra. So outside that, N-acetylcysteine.
Yep.
Just to help with liver health.
Yep.
Essentially, Tudka.
Yep.
Again, liver health. Vitamin D3.
How many IUs of that do you take?
5,000.
Yeah, okay, that's good. 5,000.
Vitamin E. Vitamin C, zinc picolinate, vitamin K2, fish oil, magnesium, chromium. That's it.
That's an extensive.
There's probably some other shit in there that's not on my list. That's the stuff that I've got actually on my program. But every now and then, like when I go on iHerb and I do my order, I'm like, what can I fuck around with? What can I try? I usually get like some nootropic stuff like Huperzia serrata or tyrosine or theanine or something else I can just chuck in.
I've been getting all these things because when I jump on iHerb or any, because I buy my vitamins on there as well. All these things have been popping up on my algorithm about certain vitamins and herbs that are like nature's natural Viagra. And there's this there's this big push for like beetroot powder.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just like it's become, everything's just come in and out of.
Man.
That's what I'm like. Everything just comes in and out of like fashion. So it's like once people see that there's a push for it, they just get spammed. And I've always like I like beetroot, eating whole beetroots. I find it's really good for muscle pumps, and I just find it's just
High in nitrates.
it's high nitrates, and I enjoy the taste of it. But it just seems as though heaps of people now, it's like they're taking it for its sexual kind of benefits. But I don't know how fucking bull.
Well, it helps with blood flow.
Yeah.
But when you have nitrates, it helps the production of nitric oxide in your body, which leads to more blood flow. So you could have a scoop of pump juice and have a root, and it would be 10 times better because there's so much more vasodilators in there. But that's the reason behind it. Yeah.
Well, speaking about pump juice, actually, I forgot to tell you, I was getting a coffee at my usual place the other day, and there was a young girl that just started training, and she asked me, this was the other week, sorry, and she asked me, she goes, "Oh, you obviously train. What supplements do you recommend?" And I said to her, I go, "Well, I actually recommended pump juice because she drinks a lot of coffee." I said non-stim. So she went to her local shop and she got the missionary flavor of it.
Oh no.
I know, because she got the missionary, but she also got it with the dialed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she wanted to have some caffeine. And she was asking me heaps of questions about the two. And my knowledge of supplements it's not my specialty.
Yeah.
There's only my knowledge is limited. So I tried to do my best to kind of give her the benefits of each and when she should take it and whatnot. But considering our audience is quite an engaged supplement audience, what would be your explanation of the kind of supplements or the range that you've got? Like
a bit of a breakdown.
Just give a bit of a breakdown because I mean I've tried my best to educate people, but I'm limited in that space.
Yeah, hopefully I can get it right now with all the pressure being put on me. But pump juice, so essentially it's a 30-gram serve, which is massive. 30 grams is like a protein scoop. So sometimes it does mix up pretty thick, but what I advise most people to do is to have it in like a liter of water and start sipping on it 45 minutes to an hour leading up to their session. You don't have to do that, but if you're someone that wants to dilute the powder a bit more, that's what you can do. But it's a 30-gram serve of active ingredients. So that is more grams of active ingredients than any other non-stim formula available on the market. And the idea of the product is to maximize blood flow, volumize muscle cell, and increase oxygen in the bloodstream. So the more blood flow that you get, the more nutrients are carried through your blood. The more nutrients you get to the muscle, the more you recover, obviously. So it's everything in there to obviously help with getting bigger, stronger. It's the pre-workout for people that actually want to make progress. Like caffeinated products are mad if that's what gets you to the gym. But in terms of physiologically having an effect within the body, something like pump juice, which is going to help volumize muscle cell and enhance nutrient uptake, is what's truly going to make progress. And it feels awesome to sustain a sick pump in the gym.
I have 1 to 2 scoops, depending on what I'm training on that day. I find that 1 scoop for me, I like that on leg day, just because I don't like large volumes I don't like to have a lot of consumption of things around leg day. So I like to have, a liter of water with 1 scoop. But then on days like, accessory days, arms, shoulders, I love the 2 scoops. I have the 2 scoops of the creatine.
So during contest prep, I was having it pre-workout and intra-workout just to get as much pump as possible.
Yeah, you know what? Funny you say that, because I actually like sipping on it because it's refreshing. I like the pineapple, the mango flavor. It's just a refreshing drink that I like to have just throughout the session. It makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it almost feels
but
like
that's the thing too. I completely forgot. Like, I'm glad you said that because there is a lot of nootropic stuff, nootropic ingredients in there as well. So nootropics being stuff that helps with brain function, cognitive enhancement, despite the absence of caffeine. So you still will get a bit of that neuro uptick and increased energy, sense of euphoria, even though there's no caffeine in there. So that's one of the other benefits of it. Then something like Dialed Carnage, that's an extreme stim pre-workout. So 525 megs of caffeine, 580 megs of stim all up. It's absolutely absurd, but there's people out there that love that feeling. And
people love it.
Like I said, if that's something that gets you to the gym and gets you training and gets you exercising, great. It is extreme, but the threshold for what is considered acceptable in terms of caffeine quantity, it has got more and more. Like I remember at a point in time where 300 was a lot. 300's pussy shit now.
300 was in my head. That was like a good amount of caffeine.
300's nothing now. 300's nothing.
What's that equivalent in shots of coffee? Like
probably like 4 or 5.
Shit.
Yeah, it's heaps.
It's crazy.
It's heaps. It's heaps.
I'm tripping dicks right now. I had 2 shots of coffee.
Yeah, that gets you on a good level. So yeah, Dialed Carnage, extreme stimulant, awesome flavors, trademarked ingredients in there. So you're still going to get some blood flow, a lot of ingredients for helping with explosive output. So just stuff to maximize performance. Great product for people that train earlier in the day that want that energy continue throughout the remainder of the day. Then Dialed, the standard product. So it's 50 scoops, 50 serves, where a lot of products will be 50 scoops, but 25 serves.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So it's legit 50 scoops and 50 serves. Moderate stim, really good entry level product for people that haven't used pre-workouts before rather than just jumping straight to something like Carnage. But Dialed's also a good product for someone like myself or yourself that don't require that absurd amount of excessive stimulant. They can have a scoop of that with pump juice and that be more than enough.
Yep. So you could stack obviously the two of them.
Yeah.
You take the two, and then I would use the creatine as well.
Of course,
Yeah.
creatine as well. And then Dialed Shred is our fat burning product. And where that product is, you heard me make a sales call about this before in the car. A customer called me and asked me about it.
Yeah.
It has 5 trademarked ingredients, and we use trademarked ingredients in all of our products. And the reason we use trademarked ingredients is because they have clinically supported health benefits. So the studies have been done on that particular ingredient to prove that they have the physiological effects that they are said to have.
Because then you can actually promote those effects.
Well, we haven't just got a speck of the ingredient in there and say, oh, it's got this in there. We've got it in the correct dosage, in the correct amount to have the effect that it claims to have. And the benefits of Dialed Shred are that it will help with oxidating and mobilizing body fat, so breaking up and making it available for the body to use as a primary source of fuel, as well as producing more natural ketones, which again leads more into using body fat as a source of energy, as well as getting the body to use carbohydrates as a source of fuel as opposed to storing them as fat. So obviously with a product like that, you do need to be in a calorie deficit to really get the effects of burning fat. But for a lot of people, they'll take it because it's going to help gear their body in towards burning fat, but also give them a pre-workout hit as well. For something like that, like on an off day from training, when I do cardio in the morning, I'll have that before I go to the gym, and I'll walk on the treadmill. I do half an hour cardio, try and keep my heart rate between 120 and 130 beats per minute, just so I don't fucking die and have a heart attack at some point in my life.
How do you get your heart? Man, I struggle.
It's so hard to get to that.
I struggle to get my heart rate up to that, man.
So on the treadmill, I have to have it.
How the fuck do you get it up?
So I have to have the speed at 6, and I have to have the incline at 6. I'm pretty much running.
I just can't getting my heart rate up,
and it still takes like 10 minutes to get there. So I do half an hour once my heart rate enters that zone. So I spend 10 minutes getting it there, and then hold it there for half an hour.
That's wild. That's just as hard as any session, just to maintain that.
It's fucked. So I'll have a scoop of shred before that, just to make that a bit more enjoyable and to go a bit faster and to put a bit more effort and energy into it. And yeah.
Well, see, the funny thing is when I hear, it's so funny because on Instagram or, if I'm in a supplement shop and you'll see someone try and sell your product, obviously they've done their research on the product, but there's still an element of like a sales pitch to it. You're like, oh, okay, you're trying to sell it. But when you speak about a product, it's different. Because you're an elite level bodybuilder that's been doing it for a long time. You know it works. You've created something that you know you would take yourself.
Yeah.
Like I see you take your own products, which
is
the
thing that's super important to me, man, is like I wouldn't like I'm using these myself, and I don't want to attach. I only want to attach the best things to myself. Like if I'm going to be promoting something and selling something, I only want it to be the best of the best. I don't want to be I don't want to be attached to some fucking superannuation scheme. Some people. I don't want to be attached to have that stigma attached. I want to be, that is an elite person associated with elite products. So of course, I'm going to make as much effort as I can to make them as elite as possible for that reason.
Well, that's the exact same principle in, for example, gym equipment. Like I would never want to attach myself or our business.
You're going to put Techno Gym?
Never. I would never. You know I would. There are so many.
How much money would Techno Gym have to give you for you to fit your gym out with their equipment?
Look, no amount.
There's not even one good piece.
No amount, because I love training, and if I can't train on the equipment that I like, I wouldn't even go to that gym.
Yeah.
If they said, yeah, here's $1 million and fit the gym at Techno Gym, and then I can train somewhere else, maybe. But I couldn't train there.
No.
I just love having the ability to handpick specific pieces. I'm still every day. I'm just trying to find specific. I'm trying to find a few of the Nautilus pieces. I still love Nautilus. Some extra Cybex pieces. I'm just always on the lookout. So for me, gym equipment's my hobby. It's my passion. I absolutely love it. I'm going to go tour the Gym Lico and Hoist facility next week and just go through a few individual pieces there, just anything that I like. But I love gym equipment. It's just
it's your,
I absolutely love.
it's your
But
passion.
as we said, just having a level of quality attached to that is the most important thing. You can't.
Got to maintain integrity.
100%. And I see so many people in this industry, they just sell out to whoever throws the biggest paycheck at them.
Yeah, and 100%. It's like people will promote something so that they can put a discount code in their bio.
Oh, yeah, and they don't even believe in it.
They don't care.
I had a guy the other day I don't want to say his name, but he came in, he said he's sponsored by World Gym, and he just has to, show himself training there a couple of times a week on social media, but then he goes and trains somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that what does that tell you about that person's integrity?
Yeah, they've got none.
Like,
the amount of times I get offered shit on social media, and like I'm pretty rude. Like I just don't even write back. Like I just couldn't give a fuck. Like
yeah, good.
If I knew the person, I'd write back. If it's someone within the industry, but if it's someone random just reaching out, oh, do you want to? No,
I don't like getting bombarded in personal time.
And also too, I don't give a fuck about whatever energy drink enough to sit there and post. Oh, I love this energy drink. If it's there, I might drink it. I don't love it. I don't really fucking care about it that much. I don't want to feel the pressure to get people that follow me to consume it and pay money for it. I just don't give a shit.
No.
If you want it, you want it. Even with my products, like I talk about them because I use them and I sell them and I promote them. If you want them, sick. If you don't, sick. Like I think that's the best. Obviously, I prefer if you do, but if you don't, fuck it.
That's a pure and organic way to market your brand, your business. It's you use them, trialed and tested. If you want to jump on and enjoy them, they're there. I'm not going to, you don't feel the need to actually sell it to someone. You can show them the benefits of it and explain why you use it and why it's so good, but you're not going to sit there going like begging people to try it.
Bro, if someone wants a sick pump and they know what they're talking about, they will spend their money on pump juice without me saying a thing.
Correct.
I don't need, do you know what I mean? If someone knows what they want and they want something that's going to give them the most absurd amount of blood flow that you can legally get from a product, they will look into it and purchase it themselves without me saying a single thing. I don't need to say anything.
No. Shall we attempt some of these questions?
Let's do it.
All right. Now, the Diabolical Segments story, Diabolical Stories segment, we can say is brought to you by Transparent Supps and Pato Performance.
Yep.
All right. I have carefully hand-picked, we'll say 3 to 4 questions. We'll see how many we get. 3 to 4 scenarios, and we'll go through them. But actually, before that, I wanted to ask, there's something going viral at the moment. I just wanted to get your input.
The gorilla thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
I've been thinking about this so much.
Now,
so for people that don't know, I'm sure everyone does, but it's one man. No, one gorilla versus 100 men.
Yeah. Now, I was watching a primologist break this down, and he actually said that the gorilla will just decimate the people.
Okay, sorry, continue.
I was going to say, it depends. If the people come in waves or groups of 5, because the gorilla is so large and it needs a certain amount of like calories for energy purposes, it will fatigue. So my question I was going to ask you is, let's just say it has decimated 95 people. It's just taken out 95. It's exhausted. I want, with you included, which other 4 people
to fight it
when it's on its last legs to guarantee that you win? You're not the first 5. You're not the 5 going into battle when it's fresh. You're there to take it out.
Alex Simon, Eddie Hall, Francis Ngannou, John Jones,
So
Daniel Cormier.
You've gone full attack mode.
Yes, but I'm not risking it. It's a fucking gorilla. I still think that the gorilla would decimate everyone because you know why? A gorilla's not going to go, oh no, my elbow hurts. Oh shit, I've got a torn MCL. It's going to just keep going no matter what.
See,
the only thing that I think can stop the gorilla is fatigue.
Yeah.
Like fatigue makes a coward of us all.
But that's why I said this is the last group of 5 people that are going to finish the gorilla off.
Yeah.
I also would say, so you've gone with
the heavy artillery,
the biggest, strongest, most intimidating people.
Yeah.
My only thing would be, if that gorilla is taking anyone on head on, I feel like no one's going to beat it.
One-on-one, no one.
But that's why I feel like you need to bring on someone in that group needs to be like a distraction or someone that
just who cares?
Someone that's small and fast that can run away from the gorilla, that can distract it while you get the big dudes on it. If you think about it, because remember, it's going to be coming head on.
Honestly, I just don't think, no matter how big and strong the dude is, I just don't think anyone stands a chance. Like, if you think of any animal, if you think of a staffy, when a staffy is just out of control, those things are so strong. They can pull someone. They can
Yeah.
pull someone's arm off holding onto the lead. Like an animal, we are pussies. We have such a small pain threshold. We go, oh, it hurts, and naturally pull back. A gorilla doesn't have that. A gorilla's not going, oh, this hurts. It's going fucking kill.
I just think the size of it, man. There's no fucking way. It just has to throw its arm. Just moving its arm, and someone's gone. What would Francis Ngannou do? Even though he's like got the strongest strike,
He's got
in
no
the-
chance.
But like, what would a punch? Do to
Nothing.
a gorilla?
Nothing. Really swat him away. I think honestly, like
A wrestler, maybe you can get someone to distract it, and then someone goes and just chokes it out. Imagine just swinging them and splattering them.
this is the thing though, because you think, okay, I'll choose an Eddie Hall, a guy who's 150 kilos and pretty athletic for his size. He is like the strength that he has. He's not going to have enough technique where the gorilla's natural instinct and strength is far out going to outweigh whatever he can bring.
But what about the morale in that group after they've watched 95 people die? There'd be low morale in that group.
Yeah, there's just bodies
There'd be-
strewn across.
There'd be some really
the
low
savannah.
morale.
Yeah.
And then
Because that's the thing. If it's 100 people at once, like, yeah, they're going to overpower it just from sheer volume of bodies.
But what's going to happen? Like, yes, they'll overpower it, but no one's actually inflicting any damage on it.
Yeah, because how? Like, honestly, your only damage is if you can get close enough to the eyes that you can gouge them out, and that's probably a way to slow it down.
Eyes and genitals.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can throw it off guard.
Yeah.
Who's getting close to either of those?
And even still, I reckon if you kicked a gorilla in the nuts as hard as you could, I think all you're going to do is piss it off. I think you're just going to make it angrier, and it's just going to go even harder.
But then it might exert a quick amount of energy and be gassed.
That's why I said I fall back on my previous statement. Fatigue makes a coward of us all. The only thing that's beaten the gorilla is fatigue.
So if you can keep it running around for a period of time where it gasses out, you can potentially get in there.
But have you seen how fast they move?
They're fucked. I saw one shoulder a bulletproof glass and it shattered it
Yeah,
at a zoo.
dude.
Yeah. No one's winning.
I just
No one's winning. But
Yeah.
that's a good group of people.
Well, who'd your group of people be? Paul Gallen.
Oh, no.
You choose Alex Simon. You choose Mark Gasnier.
Mark Gassia would be, I reckon he would be, the gorilla would want to make an example of him to the rest of the people, and he would tear him limb
Yeah.
from limb.
You know what? From the gorilla's perspective, choose the biggest guy and make the biggest bitch of him.
Boagrius. It's like Achilles taking on Boagrius. Just
Make the
kills him.
biggest bitch of the biggest guy, and then everyone else would just scatter.
All right. I wanted to get that. I wanted to go through that with you just because I knew you'd have a good.
That's my analysis.
Yeah, good.
The humans don't have a chance.
All right. In a complete change of direction, we've got 3 to 4 questions here, I said, or 3 to 4 stories. Now, Mike always provides the best input for everyone's scenario. Your feedback is always very valued by our listeners. Now, question or scenario number 1. My girlfriend has the most out of control sex drive. I cannot keep up with her sexual demands. At first, I thought I hit the jackpot and loved it. Now my cock is always sore and I can't keep up. If I can't give her what she wants, she gets angry and just pleases herself, which makes me feel like a cuck. Which makes me feel like a cuck. I have to travel for work from time to time and fear that eventually she will just lose it and have some kind of orgy in our apartment when I'm gone. Do you boys have any advice, or am I just being a massive cuck?
Look, I sort of understand where he's coming from in terms of it can be a lot to keep up with at times.
That's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It can be exhausting. Like,
Well, she sounds like it's not just. I feel like she's got no understanding or empathy from where he's coming from.
she's not taking his feelings into account at all.
Well, he said that she just masturbates if she.
But like, yeah, who cares?
But I feel like
though?
she guilts him into it. Like she was,
Like, it's weird if she's letting him know, oh, I'm masturbating because you're not going to do anything. Like that's weird. But if she's just in private going and doing it,
I feel like from this scenario, she's putting pressure on him in that scenario. I feel like she's not accommodating of his feelings at all.
yeah, like I don't think there's anything wrong with her masturbating.
No, there's nothing wrong, but I just don't feel like he can keep up with her.
Mate, we all have our limits. Fatigue makes a coward of us all.
Fatigue does make.
Fatigue makes a coward of us all. We're all mortal at some point.
That's something.
Like, what can you do though? Honestly, you can really try and force yourself to it. You can will your way through.
But how can you do that for eternity?
Well, you're
There's
going to
only
build
so
up some
much will.
resentment at some point.
You got to build that CNS.
Yeah,
resilience up.
You're going to build up some resentment at some point. But or like, he's just going to have to go to the sex shop and get some toys and just use those when he doesn't even participate. But which also too is going to become like a chore.
Well, be
Because
careful.
if you're not in the mood and you have to do that, you're like, it kind of makes you feel a bit sick.
Be careful what you wish for, because this seems like it. You know, it seems.
It
like,
would seem awesome at the start.
Yeah, he said he hit
At
the
the
jackpot
beginning,
at the
yeah,
start.
of course. But it's a lot to maintain.
Well, it's a bit of a compliment that she also wants to have sex with him that much as well. So, I mean, it's good in that end, but it would be pretty taxing. Imagine working a 9-to-5 job, training.
Bro, sometimes, honestly, man, in life, sometimes you just can't be fucked. Like sometimes you've worked, you've trained, you've done everything for the day. Like you want to come home and relax, but that doesn't involve like an extended period of sexual activity when you're just too tired. You just want to play PlayStation.
Well, it sounds like this isn't like conventional standard sex. It sounds like
It sounds extreme.
She says here, I cannot keep up with her sexual demands.
Yeah, if I'm feeling like there's like
Sounds scary.
chains and shit.
Yeah.
It sounds intense.
Good luck to you,
So
man.
what's his question? What does he want to know?
Just wants any advice. Is he just being a cuck, or is he?
Nah, just let her masturbate. Who cares?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Who cares?
just tag in.
Like, honestly, do your best because you don't want your partner, like, you don't want it to. The thing that would worry me is if she's going to start seeking that fulfillment.
That's why he
elsewhere.
said, I'm scared if I go away for work, she's going to have an orgy in her apartment.
Yeah, that's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
That's pretty extreme. Well, maybe she will.
You got to take pressure off him.
Fuck, you're just going to have to ride this one out and just see what happens. You just have to address it as it unfolds.
Look, there could be worse scenarios, but, I wouldn't say you're a massive cuck for this. I'd just say you're putting in a day's what you're doing your best.
And also, too, we've got to take into account the age of this individual. Like, does he need to increase the dose? Is that going to be?
Yeah, I wish he said something about what stack he was running or how much testosterone
You
he's
know
taking.
what? Honestly, he just needs to. So I just listed all the vitamins and tablets that I take. He just needs to implement 5 milligrams of Cialis into his,
Yes.
so he can be ready to go at any time.
5 milligrams Cialis just to keep him idling. at
The
all
gun
times.
is loaded
Yep.
for when he needs to pull the trigger.
Cialis. That's your key.
Honestly, get a prescription for Cialis and just take 5 milligrams every day for eternity. Not only will it help with blood pressure, but it'll also keep you prepared for these situations when they arise.
I hope he listens to this episode, and I hope he.
And also,
takes-
too, if you're having Cialis and you're like, you have the equipment necessary to perform the task, like it automatically puts you a bit more in the mood for it.
Yeah. Cialis is, you can't go wrong with Cialis. We'll take it for contest prep.
Yeah,
It's the best.
I think, or just have 2 scoops of pump juice.
2 scoops of pump juice, some Cialis,
Yeah, you're ready to go. Vasodilation.
a trip to the Pleasure Chest. It's a sex shop. Go to the Pleasure Chest.
How do you know about it?
Doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't exist anymore. It's closed. Pick up a few things and you're good to go. All right. Next one. Now, this is a relatively long scenario, but it is messed up.
Give it the respect that it deserves.
So stay with me on this. I've edited it slightly to the person who submitted this. I've changed it just to condense it a little bit, but it's pretty messed up. Firstly, love your podcast, guys. All right, this one's fucked up. Was in Vegas in 2013 for the Olympia.
I already know who this is, I reckon.
If you know who this is a terrible, terrible. This is not,
Sorry.
No, I'm saying this is not this person. Don't name them.
Oh,
Don't name this person. Okay. I was on heavy gear back then and mentally unstable. Super horny, as you are on test, trends, Superdrol, and more.
and more.
And more. And not exactly healthy doses. I hired a lowish to mid-price hooker off a Backpage site, arranged for a
Lowish
meetup.
to mid price.
So he didn't want to spend big bucks on it. Arranged for a meetup at my hotel room that night. She was nice, I guess, but I kind of sensed something was off. Paid her at first, cleaned up, bathed, and got into it. This is where things took a turn. Paul and Mike and listeners, I'm sorry.
Oh wow! But before we go any further, what do you reckon you're getting? Like what would you describe as a mid to low class? Like, what quality of service are you getting?
He, at this point, I don't think he cared.
No, but I'm just curious because
I would-
just because it's going to help add to
And he's in
drama
Vegas,
of the
but he's
situation.
in Vegas.
Yeah.
So this is where all the creatures are.
Yeah. Oh, bro, what he's said, like just from hearing mid to low tier, the bridge troll that I have concocted in my head to fit this scenario
And
is,
he's apologized to our listeners.
yeah. So really, as this goes further, I mean, I don't know what's about to come, but I just really want to put emphasis on mid to low tier.
Mid to low tier. So this could be anything. Anyway, I'm lying down nude on my hotel bed. Her tits are big but clearly fake. And then she drops her jeans and she's got a dick.
Oh,
I'm talking a huge, big dick. Exactly how you see in porn. It's far scarier in real life. Now, I've got a girlfriend, now ex, at the time who wasn't on this Vegas trip with me, as she was home in Brisbane looking after her mother. It's terrible. So I was desperate to fulfill my needs. Anyone on heavy gear understands this, surely.
he needs the girlfriend from the previous story.
Sorry?
He needs the girlfriend from the
Yeah,
previous
I feel
story.
like they need to.
They need
Yeah,
to- yeah.
they need to swap. Okay. So Miss, he calls her Miss Big Dick, comforts me and compliments my big arms. That's great. Which they were. I was close to 19 inches then. We discussed my trip to Olympia. Once I got comfortable, it hit me. The Trembolone brain took over. It's a real thing. The myths are fucking legit. I will skip the details, but I just let it happen. And you know what? It was the best sex ever. Bit messy though. She let me piss on her at the end too. And in the shower, she pissed on me. There's very graphic details. And he finishes.
What the fuck? She pissed on me.
And he finishes this off. I'm not gay. I'm now happily married to a beautiful girl and can comfortably say that I have taken bigger dick than her. No regrets. Lift big always, guys. Peace.
Whoa. I don't know, Like, I don't know how to comment on this sort of stuff because, like, it's just.
We've got no experience.
Nah, I don't like, I just can't imagine that's a situation I would ever find myself in. And if it was, like, that'd be something that would keep me up at night and that I would just be eternally ashamed of.
Well, I feel that this was more of a confession on his end.
Yeah, it sounds like he needed to get off his
I
chest.
feel like he needed to
He
get
probably
that.
feels way more at peace now.
Well, writing something out and submitting it or speaking it or saying it feels like it's off your chest.
Essentially, he has come to the Barbell Brethren confessional where he sits on one side of the
Yep.
thing in the church.
He's
and
in the
thing-
confessional
He goes,
booth.
Father, I have a confession to make.
He's made it
and he's
back.
just getting it off his chest. So, like, I don't want to pass any judgment. I don't really want to think about it anymore, to be honest. I just want to sort of say, brother, you're absolved of your sins.
You've been heard.
Yeah.
We listen. He is now happily married to a beautiful girl, he said. But he's also said, I'm not gay. Which I don't, yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
yeah, like, does committing a gay act make you gay? Like, he committed a gay act, but, like, I don't know.
Well,
Like, I can paint a picture, and that doesn't make me an artist.
yeah. I feel like it doesn't make you gay because I feel like if you're gay, you're gay. You'll just go and be with men or you'll just say you're gay. But I feel like he did do a vile act and doesn't make him gay as such. He did something that was.
It's frowned upon.
It's frowned upon. It's frowned upon. And you know what? He enjoyed it. And he said it was the best.
Well, but that's
Well, then that's
that makes him.
that's tipping more towards one
Yeah.
side. Because if you enjoy something so much, well, he's never going to do it again.
If you enjoyed it, that's like that makes it even the water a bit murkier.
All we can say on this, we're not going to comment in terms of what, because it doesn't look like he's not asking us anything. He's just getting it off his
He's sort of
chest.
confessed. He's sort of confessed. Look, I would like to say, you've been absolved of your sins. What's in the past is in the past.
2013, that was a long
A
time.
long time ago.
12 years ago.
You have it's the past the 10 years of statutory declaration
Yep.
now, whatever it is. You're in the clear. You're in the clear. You've been absolved. May your afflictions be banished. And hopefully now that you've got this off your chest, you're not carrying any trauma.
You are free, my brother.
You're free.
You are free. All right. Now this one.
We've got time for one more.
We've got time for one more. This incident occurred whilst I was working in a commercial gym circa 2011-12 as a 17, 18-year-old. We'll do my best to paint the picture. Middle-aged bloke was doing weighted dips. Belted up, maybe 3 plates.
I love middle-aged blokes in the gym doing dips.
Dips? I know.
But they just feel like they know so much more than you. They've got so much more life experience. They can shepherd you in the ways of building muscle.
They're just going to go and just hoist plates hanging from them and just put all the pressure on their tricep tendons. They don't care. Had 3 plates. Had the plates resting on the side step of the dip bars as he was attempting to reset the belt. As he was attaching the, is it carabiner to the chain, the weight plates slipped off the step, transcending down with the carabiner latched onto the end of his manhood. The bloke let out the biggest scream, which I'll never forget. The carabiner had pierced, ripped his foreskin. There was so much blood everywhere. Old mate had to go op to get a circumcision. The damage was that bad. Unsure if there was damage to his knob, but I'm sure it was also pretty fucked up too.
I don't know if this is a lie or not. Like, I reckon when you post this question box, people think, what can I say that's going to be the most
I honestly
absurd?
feel, I know when the ones that are semi-lies, I read them because there's a lot. And there's some ones there that I'm like, I can sense. But the way he explained this and the detail in the years and the time, the way that it was written, it sounds too real.
So we're gonna approach it as if it's real.
I feel that this is a real story.
But like this has gone from people confessing things to us to now just people telling us fucked up stories.
Well, what would you? Yeah, wow. What would you do if that happened at the gym while you were there?
Oh, bro, you'd be in so much shock that you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care if your dick was exposed, balls exposed. You'd just be like, please help me. You wouldn't care.
So
I wouldn't care either. Bro, if I saw that happen to a dude, I would rip my shirt off and go and put pressure on the area. I'd be like, this is not gay. I'm just putting pressure on the area. I'm just trying to help you survive here.
I love how you started going, I love middle-aged blokes doing dips. This has just ended in an absolute bloodbath. So he had to get a circumcision.
That's not that bad.
Yeah,
Who cares?
Middle-aged dude. Imagine being 50 years old getting a circumcision.
Yeah, but like, fuck, it's not that bad.
Just from going to the gym.
Like the deformities post-incident would probably be the issues there. What physiotherapy did you do to recover from that?
Man, at this point, it wouldn't be any physiotherapy. It would just be literally just letting it heal. You know, the worst part would be if he had to go get a circumcision at that age with all the trauma to it. They've got to give you injections or tablets to anti-erection medication. So it stops you from getting an erection because while it's healing, if you get any erections while it's healing, the stitches will burst or break.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. It takes a long time.
Bro, his cock is going to be destroyed. It's going to look like
3 plates. That's 60 kilos.
Bro, it's like, but even when it's recovered, it's going to look like a snapped wand off Harry Potter. Like, it's just going to look so fucked up.
He's got a story to tell.
Yeah.
But not a good one.
Imagine that, though. You present it to a female and be like, what's this?
I feel like by the sounds of it, this guy was either just fighting some demons in his middle age, divorced.
That's why he's dipping with 3 plates.
No one dips with 3 plates anymore.
That's so much fucking weight to dip with. I can barely dip with my body weight. 3 plates dips is fucking strong, man.
Every time I put dips back into my program, while I'm doing them, I always just feel like something's going to go wrong. They scare me.
They're gnarly.
Yeah.
They're fun though. They're good. Like, it's a good exercise to be strong at.
After hearing this story now, I never really do attach. I don't need to attach any weight to me when I'm doing dips. I feel like it's unnecessary. But yeah, I mean,
safety first.
Safety first.
Practice safe sets.
Dips aren't something that I do frequently in my programming, but this has turned me off them a little bit. The carabiner, is that little latch thing?
Yeah.
So that latched around and pulled on his.
Apparently.
Yuck. Oh, well, keep sending in your.
Yeah.
Keep sending
But please, like, in the future when you send these stories, like, please send stories that we can actually offer advice from. Like, what are we supposed to fucking do with that? Just talk about some bloke's torn up cock. Like, can you please give us stories that we can actually advise on or have some contribution towards?
Look, the first guy actually wanted our input on what to do with his sexually demanding partner. He wanted something.
We could analyze that situation. We could analyze it and offer advice.
The second one, I'm okay with the dude just getting it off his chest.
He needed to confess.
He needed
that.
to confess. From as men, I feel like he needed to get
a
that
safe
one.
place.
I feel like he
He needed
needed
us to provide a safe place for him.
He just needed some ability to feel that he's conquered those demons. He's moved past them.
Yeah.
And that dude's just given us an absolute bloodbath of a story.
Yeah.
So
All the spells are going to backfire with that wand.
yeah.
They're not going to work out.
Oh, well, that'll be our diabolical story segment. Next week, please submit something that you'd like some advice.
Yeah, advice on.
Yeah.
Cunts. Advice on. Fuck you. All right. Are we done?
I think we're done.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Don't like, don't subscribe. Don't do it. Who cares? Fuck it. See ya.
Don't like, don't subscribe.